Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Phoning It In. I'm Michael Carvelli, joined by John Terry, who once again, John Terry with a new backdrop.
Different, another state. This is
Mark it off the list.
Mark it off the list. We've done Tennessee now, as in the music city of Nashville.
There we go.
We're gonna hit a lot of states this fall.
yeah, for sure.
We're gonna hit Ohio. We're gonna hit Texas. We're gonna hit, well, maybe, I don't know that we'll record in all of them, but we
why not?
Maybe Kansas City. We'll hit Minneapolis at some point.
How is it? How's camp treating you? How's camp life?
It's good. A hurricane came through here on Monday, Tuesday.
It's been raining a lot here too,
which was kind of wild. The like, I'm on the 10th floor and the huge window. And dude, all of a sudden, the window just started getting pelted. And I was like, what the fuck is happening? And I looked outside and like this huge black shelf cloud is just like coming across this. It was pretty wild. It rained for like a day and a half, but actually it wasn't other than that, like it wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be.
Yeah.
Like it was on and off rain. Like I can't imagine New Orleans. I mean, God, seeing some of the pictures from down there is just devastating.
It's one of those things where like weather, and I know you've talked about this a lot, but like that's one of those times where like it just fascinates me.
Yeah, it's like
that it can be like that, just like
destructive.
So
and
destructive.
It was out of nowhere too. I know we joked on the show about like, do we want to like live in a hurricane or a tornado or whatever, like one of the early episodes.
Tornado's the pick.
Man, like, just, did you see the thing about Al Roker, or did you see the video of Al Roker when he almost got like blown over by the wind?
Was this recent?
Yeah, it was down in New Orleans.
Oh, the
hurricane.
No.
So there's a picture of in New Orleans of NBC tweeted out of like Al Roker getting like slammed by this wave. And I'm like, why? And our friend Dave tweeted something to this general effect. And it was like, why is Al Roker, like a 70-plus-year-old man, out on the streets in Louisiana,
just put him in studio,
knocked over by waves? Like, I don't need Al Roker. Like, put some kid out there. Like, it makes me nervous. You don't need anybody watching.
Like, just put them, keep them in a studio with like footage. Have some kind of like, we're in 2021. You can have some kind of like satellite footage that you can get that will show it's bad out, guys. Like, we don't need to see them like dying in the weather.
You've never been in New Orleans, right?
No.
Did you go to Baton Rouge when it LSU? Okay.
I just missed it.
So, man, New Orleans.
I think it was the year before I started traveling.
I remember thinking, or I remember being, someone said like after Katrina went through, like it's a matter of time before like people just stop living in New Orleans. And I was there probably 3 or 4 years ago, right before my wedding, actually, for a conference. And I don't know if you remember this, but a hurricane came through, and I like got out like right before the hurricane hit. And I vividly remember sitting in a brewery. I went to a brewery the day I left to get a beer. It was Orleans Brewing or something like that, right against the levee. I mean, like literally it backed up to one of the levees. And I was the only one in the brewery. Like they were packing up. I mean, they were like boarding up their windows.
Yeah.
And I asked,
I think I remember you telling me this.
And I was like, does this get old for you guys?
Yeah.
And they were like, and the woman was like, something to the effect of, I keep telling myself I'm going to move because I just can't do this anymore. And she said that during Katrina, she sat on the roof of her home for hours because the water was so high. And she was like, the feeling of me sitting on my roof, knowing everything I own was destroyed, and I'm just sitting on my roof. And she stayed there. Yeah. And it's just like, it's just so interesting, like what's going to happen to New Orleans. Like eventually people are going to be like, I don't want to live. I don't know that I'd ever move to New Orleans.
No.
Because of that. Like, I don't want to have to evacuate and New Orleans is a cool city, by the way. Like I really enjoyed it, but I don't know, man. It's just, it seems like every few years it gets devastated. Yeah. And plus it's hot and humid. So, but yeah. So but anyway, so Nashville, had some good food, have had some good beer. I've been very, very busy with work. And yeah, it's been good, man.
Love it.
I'm excited. I'm excited to just get this thing out of the way. Check one out of we have 8 games in 7 states over the next 10 weeks. So check one of them off the list.
Exciting times. And it's going to end with the John Terry effect getting the US back to the World Cup.
I don't know about that, but we'll see.
Yeah,
Hope
well,
so.
it's gonna be all you. But yeah, so we're here. We're recording with John in Nashville today. We have so
Wait, can we talk about what we did earlier?
we FaceTime Nick and Lucas.
Yeah, it was so much fun. We tried to invite Cody, but he didn't answer. Unfortunately. Killer. But it was so much fun talking to them. And Francis was there for a little bit.
Yeah.
It's great.
It's so much fun. I told Nick the other day, he sent me I assume you might have gotten it too, but like a Snapchat video of him, of Lucas, and like just sort of like babbling away a little bit and stuff like that. It's like, man, he's
3 months old?
Yeah, like 3
tomorrow?
months.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or this week or something. That's crazy, man.
Yeah.
It's the circle of life, dude. And I told Nick this before you jumped. Nick called me like 2 minutes before we invited you. And
I'll be honest, I thought that it was because sometimes you'll like accidentally pocket dial somebody.
Yeah.
And it'll do like the FaceTime thing. So at first I was going to text you guys because I saw like it said join FaceTime call with Nick and John. And I was like, is this intentional or is this like,
are you gonna like enter into a pocket and
right?
Man, it's obviously like I've seen babies before.
Mm-hmm.
But it's when your friend has a baby, it's like it just feels different. Like I told Nick this, like babies
it's the same
are
thing
cute.
with like
all babies are like, oh, it's a cute baby, blah 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 blah. And I'm like, yeah, fuck that, whatever. It's a baby. They're all the same.
Yeah.
And then you look at Lucas, and it's like, holy shit, man! Look at this like miracle.
Yeah, it's the same thing. Like I have one older cousin who has 2 kids who are like elementary school age, and it's the same thing. Like watching them be that little, like it's so cool. They're the best. They're like the 2 best kids.
I'm so excited for Lucas to get old too.
Yeah,
because at one point I dropped an F-bomb when I was talking to him, and I was like, oh shit.
Yeah, I was about
to do that. And he's like, it's okay. And I was like, it's okay right now. But when comes the point where like Papa Nick is going to get mad at friend John?
I'm just picturing it's going to be like, what, however many years from now when
March 20,
Lucas gets to show up
Lucas
on his
is
first.
like 10 years old. And he's like, what does that word mean?
I would hope he knows what those words are by then, but
I don't know. I feel like Nick and Francis are going to
maybe he'll be saying them a little more regularly after.
I want Lucas to drop. Do you remember when you first said a cuss word like in front of your parents? Like, do you don't remember that at all?
I really don't, because I still to this day don't like to do it.
Interesting. So
I refuse to. My mom and dad give me such a hard time about it because I am like, I don't do it.
You're a good kid. I remember it was 5th or 6th grade basketball, and I was complaining about the referee, and I said the word crap, which at the time I thought was like,
okay, that's not a bad.
Just hear me out though. Like the referee's crap. But I feel like once I got to high school, like Michael and I would just cuss nonstop. Like, I mean, it was honestly ridiculous, like in borderline like effed up. But it's just going to be funny. I remember the first time my sister ever said a cuss word. We were babysitting her, and Michael and I were trying to get her to like video games. So when we babysat her, like she would like play video games with us and stuff. And she was playing NHL 2000. I remember it so clearly. And she was playing this game. She is probably, I don't know, 6, 7, maybe 8 years old.
Yeah.
She gives up a goal and she just yells out, fuck. And Michael and I were like, what? Because she was playing computer games and we were playing like video games in the same room. And Michael and I were like, what did you just say? She's like, fuck. And we're like, no, like we're just like dying laughing. And she was like, what? That's not a bad word. Like I hear mom say it all the time. And we were dying laughing. We were like, we're gonna call mom. Like she's like, John, it's not a bad word. Like, and then we were like, say it again. And she just kept saying it. And she got all upset about it, but it was hilarious. But anyways, long story short, I hope Lucas's first F-bomb in front of his dad is in a March trip when something happens to West Virginia, like they lose on a buzzer beater, because Nick won't be able to get mad at him for it.
And also because he will, I mean, if that's the case, like if there's a thing where like West Virginia blows a big second half lead or something like that, we can try to not use that type of language around him all that we want. But the 4 of us, in that type of situation, it's going to be flying.
Left and right.
Yeah. And then he will just start as well. So maybe, I don't know. You'll be a bad influence on him.
You know, the other thing we've started talking about, I'm just going off script here. We didn't work it. Is March. We've kind of started talking about March 2022 a little bit. And, you know, with Delta variant and COVID and what we're going to do. But I feel fairly confident that potentially we can make this happen.
I was looking up Airbnb. I was telling you the other day, I was looking up Airbnb listings on private islands, which is tricky. Which would certainly help with the isolation factor we might need. But
I'm excited, man. I'm excited to see you guys. When we were FaceTiming today and we invited Cody, I was like, this is gonna be the first time all four of us are. I mean, we've all FaceTime before, like the other morning for your birthday.
I was gonna say it was like a week ago.
Yeah, I know, but it's just like these impromptu
the things that aren't planned, things that aren't planned.
Yeah. So
anyways. So today we are bringing back a thing that we said we were going to do last week, but then got into doing the episode and completely forgot that we said that until the very end.
We forgot about it. It wasn't completely our fault.
A couple weeks ago, we had teased the idea of doing kind of like a little draft of streaming service. We had talked about streaming TV in some capacity. I can't even remember at this point. But so let's do a little draft. What do you think? We tried to figure out sort of the way that we're budgeting out, because that's the whole point of this. Like, you're doing the streaming services and cable stuff now to try to, fit within your budget and whatnot.
Yep.
So let's go ahead and get into it. What did we say we wanted to do? We can pick basically any service we want, right?
Yeah. So we said a full budget of $150.
$150. Now, are we counting okay, obviously your things like Netflix are on the table. Are you including you have YouTube TV, which is like a cable alternative? Can you do like actual direct TV if you want? If you want,
but it counts towards your $150.
Yeah, but it has to be within that 150 budgeted.
I feel like we should make one thing, and it would be Amazon Prime. I think
Prime. Everybody has Prime.
Okay, everyone has Prime. That's fair.
Everybody has Prime because I think you use it for different
purposes. Yeah, I don't get Prime because of streaming. In fact, I don't get it because of streaming. Yeah, but yeah. Okay, so $150.
We already have the Prime library just because we use it.
Correct.
So,
I am creating a spreadsheet.
So we're saying 150 total, and that's just we can't go over it, which I think we'll have a hard time getting over 150. But
really?
Yeah.
I mean, how many is there a limit to the number of?
I was gonna say, I guess if you want to do 10, I was assuming we were gonna pick 5 things.
Well, I think you should be able to do as many as you want for $150.
Okay, but I thought since we were doing a draft style, I assume.
Yeah, I don't know. I think we go back and forth. Maybe I don't know. We'll see who gets the best value, so to speak.
I was thinking, okay, let's do 5.
Okay.
What if we do this 5 period? And then if we have money left over and we want to buy more services, we can see what those cost and add until we get to 150. Or if you just want to stick, if I pick 5 and I'm like, my 5 are awesome and I'm going to pocket $25 or whatever, I can do that.
Perfect. Before we get started, obviously there are creative ways to get streaming services nowadays.
You're about to find out.
How much do you think you spend per month on streaming, on a cable and streaming services?
Me personally?
Yes.
Hold on, I'll probably be able to tell you. All right. So we are not counting Prime in this.
We're not counting
for these purposes.
Because the way I'm asking, maybe 150 is too high.
I think I think it maybe is, but also I split a lot with a lot of people.
100%. I mean, should we lower it to 125 maybe?
I think 150 fine.
Okay, cool.
Just as because like I said, I haven't done any math and I can't remember, some of these things I don't really remember how much.
So the rules we're doing here is we're doing a draft, and we can't draft the same thing. So for example, if you take YouTube TV, I cannot take YouTube TV.
I'd say I personally pay, looking at it real quick. Sorry to interrupt.
No, I'm curious.
I would say I probably personally out of pocket pay 50-ish.
Oh, shit, dude.
50 to
impressive.
75 off of
Okay.
just off of a look.
I feel like
But there's
I'm
certain
like,
things like, and that's just counting from streaming services though, because like through my cable, I get
okay,
access to HBO.
I would count your cable in that.
Okay, then
Right?
another
Like 50
like,
bucks.
yeah,
Okay. I'm probably around like 120-ish.
yeah, it's like including like the cable stuff. Yeah.
Joke's on us. Cord cutters think it's going to be cheaper.
But I also like use my family shares a Netflix account,
Yep. Same.
and I split a bunch of other services with friends and like that kind of stuff. So here we go. We're saying 5 things. Would you like the first pick, or would I like who how are we doing this?
It doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. You want the first pick?
I don't care.
Close your eyes. Close your eyes. Close your eyes. What number am I holding up?
3.
Well, sorry, 1 or 2. Am I holding up 1 or a 2?
I thought it was just a number.
No.
2.
Okay, you're going first. I was holding up 2.
All right. Man, first pick. Okay. I am going to go. I was trying to think of what I use the most. And with that, I am going to draft for. Sorry, I'm also consulting the list we have of prices for $15. HBO Max.
That's a good one. And
HBO, the reason is I think it's the best streaming service right now. It's at a point where, first off, you get, because of their thing with Warner Brothers, they get new movies that are in theaters, go straight to there. They've got awesome classic movies. The HBO TV stuff is great.
Best HBO solid. I am going to go YouTube TV for $65 a month.
Whew.
And here's why.
Big one off the board.
Big one off the board. I watch it the most.
Okay.
You get unlimited DVR. So like I record movies on there. I can record The Bachelor on there, which means I don't really need Hulu. So you can record TV, so it will save me down the road. Plus,
you said 65?
65. I can share my spreadsheet if you want me to.
That's fine. I'm writing it down.
So there's a lot of stuff on there.
Okay.
And to be honest, like I don't have a ton of, like last night I brought my Xbox on the road, and I like when I'm on the road, if I don't bring my Xbox, I'll bring a Fire TV. I don't even mess with the cable at the hotels, because I know the channels on YouTube TV, and I know what I get, and I can just throw it up there.
Right.
So a big fan of YouTube TV. It's a great service. I used to have Sling. YouTube TV is 100 times better.
Yeah. I am going to go with maybe a bold pick. I don't know. It's not traditional. I guess it is traditional. It's not traditional for this draft.
Okay.
I'm gonna spend $90 a month to get my internet and my TV through Xfinity.
Oh, so just a basic cable package.
Well, it's like a big one.
But that includes Peacock.
It does. Yes, it does. Which means I get for free with the $80 to $89 a month. I get the Premier League. When the Olympics come around, I get the Olympics. I get The Office. I get all the great Peacock stuff. So I get Xfinity plus Peacock with one pick for $90.
Now, for the sake of this show, can I still get Peacock through playing the $15 whatever it is?
Yeah, I'll allow it.
Okay.
I'll allow it.
Okay.
And I'm not as worried about, I don't travel as much as you do. I think Xfinity does have an app that you can use to watch stuff on demand. So I can do the same thing that you are doing with your YouTube TV with my Xfinity stuff, like through my tablet or my laptop or whatever I want. So I think I can do that as well. And you get the DVR as well and all that fun stuff. But
cool. All right. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to get the ESPN Plus and Disney Plus bundle.
Great pick.
And
And
I
Hulu.
don't and Hulu. And what is that? That's the, what's it, $10 a month or $12 a
I
month or
think it's
something like
15.
that? 15. Okay. 15. Which is a very versatile package.
Great pick.
I'm looking up how much it is.
It's either 13 or 15.
It's $13.99.
13. Okay. So 14.
14.
Good. Yeah, I like that one a lot. And like you get all of those things. It's such a good deal, man. Disney does the great things, and you get all your ESPN stuff. I like that.
I think honestly, outside of YouTube TV, I watch ESPN Plus quite a bit. Soccer.
Okay. I rarely do.
I watch it. It is, if I can't find sports on YouTube TV, ESPN Plus.
Okay. Interesting. I will go after yours. I will go with another, I think it says $5.99 on our list here, and I will take Paramount Plus.
Interesting.
Which once again has like all this, CBS.
How much was that?
Viacom, $5.99.
Okay, $6.
So gets all the CBS like Viacom stuff. There's movies on there, a bunch of them. You also are getting live Champions League, Europa League, stuff like that.
CONCACAF World Cup qualifying.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, the World Cup qualifiers.
Yeah. Also on CBS Sports. I thought I was actually going to have to get a Paramount Plus login to watch the game, but I believe it's on CBS Sports as well.
The second one is only, or not the second one. Well, the second one that's on the road in this window.
Oh, Honduras
is only on Paramount Plus.
Got it. So I will have to get a subscription.
I got you for that. But yeah, so that is my third pick.
Okay, so you have HBO Max, Xfinity TV, which includes Peacock, and Paramount Plus for $111. $111. I am going to do Peacock.
Okay.
Which is $5 a month. And that is essentially for Premier League. That's the only reason I'm getting that one. So I am at $84 right now, and I have YouTube TV, ESPN Plus, Hulu, Disney Plus, and Peacock.
I like it. So with my next one, so this is another. I think our sheet here that we are using, I need to like actually click and see if they give like all of the things.
Like the different
yeah, because I know that this is what I'm seeing as the price is not necessarily right. But I think Netflix is how much?
What, $14.99?
I think it's it might be the same price as that Disney bundle that you got.
I think it is.
I think that was like the whole point of what they were doing.
Yep.
So $14 on Netflix.
Okay.
They're the kings.
I am going. Netflix is good. I mean,
they're the kings. They are. I mean, so many original shows are on there. I mean, they're
And the only way you can get Netflix is if you subscribe to Netflix. So I cannot get Netflix now.
Exactly.
I can just ask for your password. I will take Apple TV Plus. I think you got some good shows on there. You got Ted Lasso, but you also have the morning show. You got some good stuff on there. It's $5 a month. So I'm up to $89 per month. And then we each have one more pick left.
Yep. And similarly to the question that you asked me before.
Okay.
You're doing the bundle of the three.
Yep.
Am I allowed to just do one?
Yes, absolutely you are.
How much do we know how much ESPN Plus is by itself?
No idea. I'm guessing it's like
I've got it either way. I'll take ESPN Plus.
Okay.
And then we'll get into it. It's not my turn to do that yet.
Okay. So for my last one, am I allowed to add on channels to YouTube TV?
Sure.
If they involve a thing that you've picked.
Like if they're like you would want an HBO subscription?
Yeah. No. Okay. I will add on the sports package to HBO, which I do every fall for NFL Red Zone.
Okay. Just to
add on
YouTube TV.
To my YouTube TV, Sports Plus, and that is an additional $12 per month. So I spent $101. Man, HBO is a good one, dude. I'm missing HBO right now.
The best. It's
I feel it. I feel it.
Let me double check what ESPN Plus costs by itself. I want to say 8, but I think that's wrong. $6.99 monthly.
Wow.
So plus 7 puts me at 132. So I am going to go ahead and use. Sorry, this is great podcasting as I'm like typing stuff in and like trying to figure stuff out.
This is fun though.
It is.
I realize now that I value HBO way more than I thought I did because I'm pretty bummed.
I'm telling you, man, it's such.
I can't watch Succession. I can't watch Hard Knocks.
Sorry.
I can't watch The West Wing. Brutal.
Okay. I know for sure I'm going to add Disney Plus, which is $8, which puts me to 140. And then I'm sure there's a less than $10 version of Hulu that I could add.
Okay. Yeah, man, me getting that bundle kind of screwed you.
I mean, a little bit, but I'm still in my budget. And these are addition. Like these are ones that like I can just drop these whenever I want because I don't really, I'm not.
Yeah, I don't know that I necessarily need anything else.
I really don't either. I'm literally just like, well, if I've got the extra money on it, I might as well.
You might as well.
Yeah.
I mean,
like I said, with Hulu, you're getting a lot of the same stuff that you would with like a regular cable package. There's some movies and stuff on it. But yeah.
Amazon Prime's a big one. I'm trying to think if there are any like sports things that I would want, but really between ESPN, like Fubo TV is expensive.
Mm-hmm. And I really don't think it's like all that worth it.
Agreed. 100% agreed.
For what you get.
Yeah. Paramount Plus is like a good one for soccer specifically, but yeah, man.
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay. So I've learned that I value HBO a lot more.
It's kind of crazy to see.
Like, I feel like your good move there was YouTube TV is so similar to any cable package.
Yeah.
And so you drafted one that you couldn't get anywhere else, which I think was unique.
Yeah. And I think just having that and like the idea of getting Peacock with the Xfinity makes that, semi worth that. Yeah. I mean, if you've got that budget to put on it, I mean, I could certainly have dumped all the money from Xfinity and just done Peacock and be totally fine.
Right. 100%.
Especially once you factor in all the other things that I'm getting, like HBO, you've got stuff. I mean, at the end of the day, I could add things like stars to my Amazon Prime or add different things to that for a couple bucks to get live.
I was thinking one more would be stars that I could add to mine because that's similar to HBO in the type of content that is there. But
library is not quite as good, but
no, but
it's valuable.
Decent.
I had it for a few months there not too long ago because Amazon Prime did a deal of like you could add it to Amazon for like $1 a month for 2 months.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
I don't think
it was a Prime Day deal.
Gotta love Prime.
But yeah, so that's our draft. I like that. So I've got HBO Max, Xfinity with Peacock, Paramount Plus, Netflix, and ESPN Plus with the options to add separately Hulu and Disney Plus. And you went YouTube TV, the Disney bundle with Disney, ESPN, and Hulu, Peacock, Apple TV, and sports stuff.
I think 150 was too high. Too high. Yeah, too high. Yeah.
And had we done like 125 or something, I probably don't do Xfinity. I probably pivot to like the AT&T TV, DirecTV Stream, whatever they call it now that I have,
and save like $20 or $30.
Right. Yeah. But yeah, so that's a good. I like that. It's fun. It's fascinating to see how many there are. There are a lot of services that are still on the table that we left out.
That I had never heard of.
Yeah,
honestly, Crunchyroll. What the fuck is that?
What is it?
Crunchyroll.
I think that's like an anime.
Oh, well, that's probably why I've never heard of it.
Yeah. But we have one other thing to do this week on the show. as we've been doing the last several weeks, we have another movie club review. I'm so excited to get in this one because this unbelievable crusade that John is on to disparage anything not made after the year 2015 is back with this week's pick of Four Weddings and a Funeral, the 1994 romantic comedy directed by Mike Newell, starring Hugh Grant, Andy McDowell. I'll let you go first.
So here's my thing, and I do want you to understand this. Is I went into this movie with an open mind. I really did. I went in with an open mind. I was excited to see it. I had heard about it because I tried to watch the Amazon thing. I like Hugh Grant. I was like, this is going to be really good. It wasn't. It didn't keep my attention.
It is good.
It's not. It's just not. Maybe it was just like too slow for me. It wasn't even the oldness of it because it didn't feel that old. It was
Here's
just
the thing,
slow. It wasn't good.
I'll tell you what I think.
Bad movie.
It's not a bad movie. You're wrong on that.
I would rate it the lowest movie we've watched.
You're so stupid for that. Sorry. But here's the thing about it. It is more understated. It's not broad comedy.
Fair.
It is understated. They are relying more on cleverness, more on, honestly, I think a little more on like realism in certain conversations and stuff like that.
Hugh Grant's a very clever, is a clever character. And I think he does really well with that. And I will acknowledge that part was good. I did appreciate some of those moments.
I think him, and so the guy who wrote this is Richard Curtis, went on to also do like Love Actually, About Time, a bunch of other like very good rom-coms as well, that are all fairly similar styles to this, that are successful and good. And I think him and Hugh Grant have like an awesome like team. They make an awesome team, even though like this, he wasn't directing. Like, I think they work really well together.
100%.
I think what you see in a movie like this, a lot of the other movies we've done have been more comedies.
Okay.
I would say this is something that really does more of like, it has the funny moments, but it also really hits certain dramatic moments very well.
It's like, it's more romance than comedy. Yeah.
If you're coming into this like expecting it to be like big laugh out loud moments, like you're gonna get in stuff like Always Be My Maybe, like you're gonna get in stuff like No Strings Attached or The Proposal, you're gonna be disappointed.
And that's definitely what I was expecting.
Yeah, but that's not what you're getting. But you're getting better dramatic moments. There's one major bone I will pick with this.
I'm curious about what this is.
The love story is wrong.
Oh.
They picked the wrong love story. And I say that partially because the girl who plays the lead kind of sucks. Like the performance is not very good. Which is unfortunate because I really like this movie a lot. And I really like, she's also in Groundhog Day and also isn't super great in that either. So it's weird that she's like this one of the leads in two movies I really like, but is like the weakest part of both of them. It would have been better had it been Hugh Grant with the like friend.
I could see that.
Where by the end of the movie, he comes to terms with like, oh, it's been this person I've only looked at as the friend the whole time.
I don't know that it would make that much of a difference for me, but I do agree with that.
But it's at least a better, I think the actress playing the Fiona role is better than the actress playing the lead.
I agree with that statement. It just, I don't know, man. And maybe my expectations were too high for this, but I didn't love it. I honestly thought it was one of my least favorite movies I've ever watched. Ever.
Okay. I mean, I hard disagree, but okay. So are you putting it at the bottom? Are we putting it number 11?
Could you pull up the thing? I can't even remember what the last movie is.
I realized that I forgot to put it on there. So hold on one second.
Is no strings attached is currently second to last, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Let's go ahead and share the screen. Maybe is this working? Yeah. Okay.
There we go.
Here we go. So number 1, we've got 40-Year-Old Virgin. Number 2, The Big Sick. You've got Mail number 3, Crazy Rich Asians, 10 Things I Hate About You, Always Be My Maybe, Palm Springs, Fever Pitch, No Strings Attached, and The Proposal. Now, can I give a first offer
Yes.
of where I would like it to be?
Yes.
Okay. First off, let me just say, if I am placing it on this list, Michael Carvelli personally is placing it on this list at number 3.
What?
Yes. I will give you
This isn't no.
an initial offer. It's not the initial offer. Relax. I will give you an initial offer of 6. It is not worse than the movies that I'm putting it above.
No, I agree with that. I don't think there's any way better. It's better than.
Oh no, I'm saying it's not worse than the ones I'm putting it ahead of, which you do not agree with.
No, I don't. But I'm willing to make a compromise here. I didn't like 10 Things I Hate About You. I actually like 10 Things I Hate About You better than this movie. So it being just behind 10 Things I Hate About You, I'm okay with. I thought Palm Springs was better than this movie, and you know me, and I'm not a big fan of Palm Springs.
Okay.
Always Be My Maybe was a good movie, man.
It was fine.
I'd be okay with number 6. I think I'd rather put it right above Fever Pitch Fever Pitch, but I can understand how you would put it above Always Be My Maybe or Palm Springs because those are non-traditional romantic comedies.
I will allow 8. If for no other reason than it at least somewhat negates a little bit your burial of Palm Springs.
Okay.
If by the end of this thing we can have Palm Springs in the top 15, I guess I'll take it as a win.
Okay. And you know what would be really interesting is after we watch all of these to re-rank them again.
This list is going to be insane.
Because I imagine when we watch the end, if we were to re-rank them, we would order a bunch of things differently based on how we portray different movies against each other.
Well, I also think we have our consensus list that we're putting together now that we're agreeing on. But then we also, I think by the end of it, should just have our own list.
That's fair. Yeah, I'm down with number 8. I could do number. I would also be okay with number 7.
I would not be.
Okay. No, number.
As much as I think it's better. But I'm, at this point, I'm sacrificing this to give a little bit of respect to Palm Springs.
Okay.
Which has been just murdered by you at this point.
I think a lot of it, by the way, is that of the order in which we've watched some of these movies.
You just want funny too.
I love the comedy, dude. I love the comedy.
You don't like an actual story.
100%.
You don't like things that were made before yesterday. You don't like actual story. You just want funny ha-has, and that's it. It's fine.
It's my style, man.
God. You genuinely think The Proposal is better than this movie?
I did not like this movie. I did not enjoy it. I did not enjoy it at all. In fact, it took me 3 separate occasions to sit down and finish it.
In my head at the moment, I'm saying things I could not say in front of Lucas. At you.
I bet Lucas would hate this movie too.
Well, he's a baby.
I gotta get someone on my side.
He's a baby.
Yeah, dude, it's just what I did not enjoy it.
Okay,
I
well
mean-
then let's see what piece of cinematic gold that you are going to be bringing to the table this week.
So you mentioned it. I want to watch Love Actually.
Okay.
Another Hugh Grant.
Yeah.
It's a good
Same
one.
guy.
I really like it. It's I think also clever humor. I think
I like it
mentioned that. I
less
think
than
it's-
this.
Really? Okay. Well, that's what I like to watch. I think
I'm
it's
gonna come
available
at
on
it,
streaming
And
somewhere.
I'm going to come at it. So I'm going in with a negative outlook on this movie.
Well, so that's you shouldn't do that. So it's on Netflix.
I'm going to do it.
Okay. It's a good one. I'm excited about it.
I haven't watched it in a while. It's been a few, I would say at least 5 years or so since I've watched it.
I have never seen like the entire thing. Like I've never seen the entire thing like I've seen like parts of it, but I've never sat down and just watched the entire thing.
Mhm. Interesting. It's been a while, yeah. But did he direct? Yeah, he did. Richard Curtis. So the guy who wrote Four Weddings and a Funeral directs and writes this one. Yeah, Hugh Grant and a bunch of other people. One
It
of
has
those
some big names, like
big
big
ensemble.
names in it. Yeah, right. Like a
So,
big
yeah.
cast.
Should be exciting. Should be good. But yeah, we will watch Love Island. Jesus, Love Actually next week.
Got
for
a
the show.
text.
But I don't know. Anything else you want to get into this week before we wrap up?
Nah, man, I gotta go do some work.
Have fun in Nashville. Thanks everybody for listening. As always, be sure to subscribe wherever you listen to your podcasts and give us a 5-star rating and review. Jonathan, where can they get us on the socials?
Of course, they can find us at phoningitinpodcast@gmail.com, or they can find us at phoningitinpod on Twitter and Facebook.
That's right. And as always, a shout out to Miguel Silva Leon.
Shout out.
Song, Saving Miles Lemon, building some traction with the new album release. I don't know if you saw that.
No, what happened?
Released a new album recently, last week, I think. One of the songs up to like 5,000 plays on Spotify at the moment. Business is booming.
Now that I'm a Spotify user.
Business is booming for Miguel. So yeah, check out Saving Miles Lemon. Album's really good. I listened to it yesterday for the first time.
How many songs they got?
It's like I want to say 12-ish.
And what instrument does Miguel play?
So on the recordings on the album, Miguel's everything. Miguel plays every instrument that's on the album. When they play in live shows, they have a band with him.
Holy shit, he's every instrument.
But he does everything on like the album.
So it's his thing.
Yeah. So yeah, check out Saving Miles Lemon. They do our theme song. But with that,
dude, this was legit.
Yeah. That's all we've got for this week. Thanks everybody for listening. We'll see you next time.